This is the newest version of the Canadian Forces Light Meal Combat, or LMC. This is the old version, aluminum tri-laminate packaging, and it contains 1,000 calories. It weighs 300 grams, or 10.5 ounces. The new version contains 1,500 calories, and it weighs 14.9 ounces, or 425 grams. It contains 50% more calorie content, and it weighs 125 grams more. Also is in a low-density polyethylene bag. This here is the new packaging. It's tough, resealable, reclosable, Ziploc. This here was also in a pretty tough package, but the heat seal on this tri-laminate would fail a lot of times. There's a hole here. This would spring a leak if submerged in water. If it was caught in a heavy rain, a lot of these would end up getting wet on the inside. Not with this. Plus, it contains more calories. The same calorie content now as a Canadian individual meal pack, which features retort pouch tech and everything's ready to eat. Good comfort food. Can't go wrong. But this has its purpose. It's extra lightweight, takes up less space, means you can carry more gear and ammo. This thing is closer in its scope of purpose and design to a first strike ration. US first strike rations can be eaten on the move and with a reduction of cubic space and weight that it takes up. Let's give it a look. Okay, so right off the bat, sweet and salty almonds. Two grape sports drinks. Barbecue beef jerky. Vacuum sealed. 50 grams. Look at that. Shelf stable cornbread. Exact chocolate protein bar. Has some vitamins. Get the rest out. Nescafe Sweet and Creamy. 3-in-1 coffee, coffee creamer, sugar. Hey, look, 2 beverage bags. That's nice. And then a vanilla drink mix and a compressed napkin. Looking pretty good. All right, let's get this out on your tray. Nice. Okay, let's first start off by checking out that coffee. Oh yeah, you can see the freeze-dried coffee crystals and creamer. Nice foam. Okay. The grape beverage base. Looking pretty purple. That's smelling rather purple as well. The vanilla drink mix. 220 calories, 12 grams of protein. Wow, that's a brilliant vanilla accentuated. The exact protein bar. Oh wow, look at that. Very little bloom. It's looking fresh. Not very shelf stable. It seems like it would melt easily. Look at this. Just by touching it, immediately melts. In a desert climate, that would melt into a mush. The sweet and salty almonds. 290 calories and providing 22 grams of fat, 10 grams of protein. It's fantastic. Look at that. Cornbread. Shelf stable. Oh, wow. That is like the most freshly baked, homely cornbread. That's a beautiful sight. That and the coffee. Get everything you could ever want in this. Gotta use a knife for this. Check it out. Like, really. It's the only way to open these things. Even then, see, it just barely gets you to it. It's terrible how like nearly impossible it is to open this thing without some kind of cutting tool. But I mean, you have to be like hulkish strong to open it with your hands. If anyone can do that, that's just impressive. Because look at this. Let's check out that coffee. Extra sweet and smooth with a reasonable strength to it. You could have it cold and mix it up in that beverage bag and just get right back on the move. Here. It almost tastes like a latte, like espresso roast mixed with a lot of cream and sugar. The exact bar. Exact protein. Real melty. I mean, you'd have to handle it straight out of the pack. Look at that double-decker layer of chocolate filling. That's probably where the protein's at. Wow, that is one of the most delicious, like, candy bars, pretty much. It's not overly sweet. It's a crispy milk chocolate wafer cookie with a chewy chocolate cream filling mixed with a little bit of fat and sugar. It's messy, but worth it. That is a complete food item. It is nutritious and tastes amazing. Let's check out these almonds. The sweet coating, that's almost like a buttered sugar candy shellac. Sweet and salty. The regular almonds, well roasted. Easy to chew, still has a great crunch. The regular salted almonds have a light savory flavor. There could be something added to that to deliver a slightly accentuated roasted almond flavor. Like a little more savory and salty than just some standard unsalted almonds would deliver for flavor. There's like a savory, like a soy sauce mixed with the sweet and salty, crispy crunch of these candied almonds. Followed up with some vanilla protein drink. A vanilla shake. And it's not overly sweet. It's light on the sweetness. A wispy, creamy texture. It has like a certain viscosity to it. It's probably from like xanthan gum thickener. It's not overly sweet or accentuated in flavor. It tastes pretty natural, actually. The cornbread. Wow, really pronounced cornmeal smell. It's a near perfect imitation of real cornbread. What they managed here, it's like MRE pound cake with a bunch of cornmeal added and less sugar. Satisfying chew. Very real tasting. And for it being this fresh, I say not bad. Look at that corner. It's like a little extra baked and looking like a tasty morsel. All the flavor that one could ever savor. I love these rations. The LMC. Wow, is this thing something else? They should give you like 4 of those. I mean, really, why not? It's a good thing to give you that tactical napkin. Kind of need it after eating all these delectable snacks. Here, let's have some coffee. That tastes like a vanilla latte. It's weird because I don't think there's any vanilla flavoring in there. I wish I'd mixed it with this. It's too late now. You can't mix like diluted, like you gotta put them together in one. And you could have your like thickened vanilla protein latte. But if you're wanting to try them out on their own, I recommend for any ration, you don't do anything fancy like that the first time around. This thing is not overly sweet, and that's good. Providing 12 grams of protein and some maltodextrin, which is a blood glucose spiking, high glycemic index food item, higher than sugar. Perfect if you were just running around, sweated out, and you're like exhausted, and you're finally able to take a minute to replenish your electrolytes and energy levels. And this is going to give you a good amount of protein without being too much, and a great addition of carbohydrate, which you definitely need a lot of when you're going through a lot of heavy exertion. Any point where you're sweating out and you feel like you just gotta like lay on the ground, that's a good point to know. It's like, yeah, that's when you have those beverage bases and stuff like that. Barbecue meat. This is the best formula I've run across so far. It's easier to chew. There's a little bit of black pepper in there. And the barbecue is not overpowering, which is great. It's not too sweet, but it does have some sugar in there. 14 grams of sugar. This provides an additional 56 extra calories in sugar. I'll provide a little extra metabolic water. Like 7 grams in metabolic water, maybe 8. The value of a well-varied amino acid profile. The nuts, the meat, the whey protein, gonna need it. A lot of times when you get this beef jerky, it's too hard. You'd have to pretty much like soak it beforehand. This, although dry and very dense and firm, it's still by far the most tender beef jerky I've had in a Canadian ration. Finish it off with some grape drink. Now that was a real treat. Tastes like a grape popsicle almost. Oh wow. You'd really clean yourself up with this thing. A nice, tough, soft cloth. There we go. So that was a Canadian Forces LMC, or Light Meal Combat. I say it's most certainly a upgrade from the previous version. What an experience. Well anyway, this is Steve1989. I hope you liked the video, and I'll be coming back at you with something new. Or old. Alright, cool. See ya.